All right. Looks like we're preparing for action. Lights, camera, action. Welcome, Holy Ones, to this spiritual broadcast, transmission of spirit. Tonight, as we go deep into that battle, that conflict, that warfare between two big fallen angelic races, two specific lineages, bloodlines that have attacked us, who created atrocities on us throughout history, and even now to this current modern age in 2026. Tonight we're going to go deep into those factions, those fallen angelic lineages, those legions of Anunnaki and reptilians. Just so you know, at the beginning here, there's, we don't know exactly for sure, right? There's not a number given to us by the guardians or any source, but we can estimate and, calculate some ranges. When you think about there being a couple million galaxies, and every single one of those galaxies have trillions. No, I made a big mistake. There's a couple of trillion galaxies, and each of those trillions of galaxies have trillions of stars. Every star has some planets around it. How many planets are there? How many life forms on those planets? Trillions times trillions. How many? Okay, so when we talk about, for example, reptilians, and within the cosmology of these teachings, the Emerald Order Freedom teachings, also called the innerchristos law of one, they talk about a 15-dimensional reality time matrix that we exist within. So within this time matrix, it has 5 universes. So not just one universe with trillions of galaxies, with trillions of planets, and who knows how many life forms, countless when you get to those high numbers. Plus there's 4 other universes besides ours, because there's 5 altogether in the multiverse. It is mind-boggling. So just when you talk about one specific type of species, the reptilians, or Anunnaki, they have many different factions, many different versions, many different species types, species variations, hybrid variations. So when I say reptilian, which specific, what specific race of reptilian? The name of the race. Because I don't see people doing that out here in New Age, in the occult, UFOlogy. They just use these broad terms. Now, I got to make sure you guys can see me and hear me okay in the chat. You guys can see me and hear me okay? Please write it in the chat. But yeah, we have these broad ranges or categories, such as the reptilians. One of the first reptilian group that all the other... Okay, so one thing you realize in this cosmology, in the 15-dimensional time matrix cosmology, it starts with founder races. Okay? And just like the word implies, founder, they're the ones that found other races. Underneath them, you could say. In lower dimensions, I mean. So in these founder races, there's only like around 10 or so founder races that are mentioned in Voyager's Book 1. This is Book 2, but in Book 1, Oceana Dean, Emerald Order, Emerald Covenant, in this book, they list all the founder races, and there's only 10 of them. So out of these 10 different founders races, extraterrestrial bloodlines, all other species, remember those numbers? Trillions of trillions, quadrillions, quintillions of different alien life forms in the 5 universes, in the multiverse. Okay? All of them, all extraterrestrial races come from one of these bloodlines. They're related to one of the original 10 bloodlines. And so reptilians, their original, there's actually 2 bloodlines that are similar. One's called the Omicron and the Odedicron. These are both winged type of reptilian types, but the Omicron are dino reptilian beings. The other ones are just regular reptilian, more like bat or gargoyle type. So Omicron and Odedicron are 2 of the 10 founder races. Okay, and just for the context of this 15-dimensional cosmology, it is specifically this entire system was created 950 billion years ago. That gives you some context. Okay, and so these beings, when you create a hologram time matrix, all the races are seated at once. So they have all these seedings of the original founder races all started 950 billion years ago. So, and it's interesting because we have 3 main universal, how would you create them? We call them the Rishi or the Brenua. Okay, like we have these different levels from lowest to highest frequency, such as, you know, I'll list us as one example in the lowest level, you know, and then we're called incarnates, and then you have souls or angels, and oversouls or archangels, and then avatars, and then Rishi, and then that's the whole levels, those levels. So those are 5 different universes, 5 different levels of identities. And so it is the main creators. You call them Rishi, solar Rishi. There's 3 main creators of the rest of the time matrix. So at the very top is 3 solar Rishi. Elohai, blue flame, Seraphi, gold flame, and Brahmarama, violet flame. So the blue flame, the first solar Rishi, they call them metaterrestrial races. There's 3 metaterrestrials that create all the extraterrestrials, and they're called the 3 flames, or the 3 solar Rishi, or also called the 3 Brenua in the Anahazi language. Brenua means Rishi. So the solar Rishi, Brenua, metaterrestrials. There's Elohai, blue flame, Seraphi, gold flame, Brahmarama, violet flame. And so the blue flame created 2 species. They all created their races, extraterrestrial races, 950 billion years ago. So the blue flame, Elohai, created the feline hominids, you know, cat people, and they created the feline aquatic apes, which is where you get mermaids from. But I'm getting ahead of myself, right? So you have the blue flame who created 2 of the 10 races. The cat people, Anuhazi, and they're called Anu, feline aquatic apes. The gold flame, Seraphi, created the most races. They created the Ceres bird people. I just made a video about them recently. The Athenian mantis people. I just made a video of them today. And I'm going to be making videos of all these founder races. And then the Omicron, dino reptilians, the Odedicron, winged reptilians. The Omicron, well, I will get to those later. Okay, and then those are the 4 races. So they actually created 4 races. Bird people, mantis, Omicron, Dodecahron. So that's the gold flame. Then the blue flame, or the final metaterrestrial Brenoa solar rishi, is the violet flame groups such as the Innu, whale people, Pegasi, winged horse, and then the Yoni, aquatic apes. This is where you get a combination of this. Well, never mind. I won't go into the mermaids again. I don't want to get distracted. And then you have the aquatic dolphins. So 4 plus 4 plus the 2. 2 races of blue flame, 4 races of gold flame, 4 races of violet flame. Those are 10 main founder races listed in the Voyagers 1, not Voyagers 2, in Voyagers 1. It goes into those founder races. Okay? So these founder races all created extraterrestrial races below them in the lower dimensions, in the lower densities. And so the topic tonight is Anunnaki coming from the blue flame, Anu Elohim, which is the Anu. The Anu fell and became the Anu Elohim. It's the same race as the original Anu, but they fell and renamed themselves Anu Elohim. So that's not the Anunnaki yet. The Anunnaki weren't created yet. So this is the race, that one of the race bloodlines we're talking about. From the blue flame, Anu Elohim, versus the Omicron gold flame. 2 founder races, no less. 2 founder races fell. I mean, there's more, but the ones that we're talking about tonight are the Anu Elohim, and which is the Anunnaki bloodline, and the Omicron, which is the Reptilian bloodline. So, let's summarize what I just said today. There's trillions, quadrillions, quintillions of races, including many, probably billions of different reptilian races, probably billions of different type of Anu Elohim, Anunnaki races. Which ones are you talking about? Are you talking about the same ones I'm talking about? Because also, for example, I get comments on my videos, because I make a lot of videos about the Anunnaki. Oh, that's not what they look like. Oh, they're not reptilians. Because there's so much lack of knowledge and information about the real full spectrum of these races, it's ignorance. It's distortion. Okay? So we speak specifically who we're talking about. We know their planets, their agendas, their DNA patterns, templates, the things that they have done throughout history. Okay, so there are several different reptilian groups and Anunnaki groups. And I'll just list those here at the beginning, and then we'll say hello to everyone, light my incense and all that. Okay, in the blue flame, Elohai, came this group called the Anu, and fell, became the Anu Elohim. So the Anu Elohim, they created a race called the Anunnaki, which were bipedal dolphin people. The original Anunnaki are dolphins, walking, talking dolphins. I made videos about them too. They're in my Anunnaki series and several other videos I made about the dolphin people. And so these are the original Anunnaki, what we're talking about tonight. But we're talking about all the Anunnaki, not just that one. So, and the Omicron, I'm not finished here. Anu Elohim, they're the highest of that bloodline, okay? They're the grandfather, the granddaddies. They created the Jehovian Anunnaki, and what happened was the reptilian groups took some of the Jehovian Anunnaki DNA, or maybe some of the other hybrid, such as the Syrian Anunnaki. Well, they took the Anunnaki DNA and mixed it with some of their species of reptilians, like the Omicron mixed their DNA with the Anunnaki. And they created, Wait, where's this information so I can show you? I'm not sure if it's on my time matrix diagram that explains what mixtures of what races. I think it should be on the time matrix. Let me check real quick. Let me make sure, because I want to make sure it's accurate. Let me see the Omicron. Okay, so yeah, it does say in my time matrix diagram. So let me pull that up in Photoshop so you guys can see it. And then I will show that on the screen right now. And one of my moderators, please share this diagram in the chat. It's one of the ways I support myself, you guys, how I can earn an income in my life. So let me switch to Photoshop, right? So what happened was it tells you right here, for example, all the main Anunnaki races, and the Inky Anunnaki was made with Zeta Reticuli and one of the other hybrid Anunnaki races. So the gray aliens, that's what the Zeta Reticuli are. The gray aliens mix themselves with the Anunnaki DNA. This is what is Inky Anunnaki. So when you take this creature and mix it with this creature, they're humanoid, insectoid, reptilian serpents now. That's one of the Anunnaki. Remember I told you the original Anunnaki is the bipedal Jehovian Anunnaki? Okay, cetacean hominid, you know, whales, porpoises, dolphins, cetaceans. Okay, bipedal dolphin people. The same line that Enoch comes out of, the famous person Enoch, is a Jehovian Anunnaki. And the Jehovian Anunnaki run the Galactic Federation and Ashtar Command. This is the original bloodline, so they took some DNA, Anunnaki DNA, and mixed it with one of these races, the Omicron, or the Adedicron, or the Necromaton, or the insectoid races. Insectoid, like the praying mantis. I just made a video today of the mantis. The Zephylium, Zeta Reticuli, short grays. Zeta Rigel is a planet, so Zeta, they're telling you where they're from. These Zeta are from the Reticuli system, the short grays. These are from the Rigel, right? Is it Rigel or Rigelian? They're the tall grays. There's some other not so known races as well, but they mixed this insectoid with the Omicron insectoid dino reptiles. So you take an insectoid dino reptiles and this insectoid grays. Well, gee, oh wait, I'm saying it wrong, right? Okay, so we're mixing a Zeta gray alien with the Anunnaki DNA, right? With the Anunnaki DNA, and that's what that notation is in this column here. Zeta with an Anunnaki creates the Inky Anunnaki, a famous group that is known to have visited planet Earth in the ancient cultures of Mesopotamia, specifically Sumer. I made videos about these, you guys. I'm up to like episode 42 now. Okay, they visited Babylon. These humans worship these beings as gods. They're not gods, as you can see. They're extraterrestrials. And they're actually Luciferians. Okay, so when they take Enlil is what you call Anunnaki plus an Odedicron. Okay, so you got the Anunnaki plus this race I mentioned is a winged reptile avian, so they're part bird, hominid. Okay, so these people have some bird features, and so they're going to look like birdish. I mean, bird plus avian plus reptile. It says it right here. reptile and avian. Where do you get gargoyles from? And so that is what you call an Enlil. So you take Anunnaki plus Odedicron, you get Enlil. You take gray aliens and mix it with Anunnaki, those are Inky. Now what about Marduk? They're combining with Omicron plus Anunnaki. So this race, when you mix this race with Anunnaki, you get Marduk. So you get, let me go back to the camera. You see why there's all kinds of confusion in New Age, in the occult, and UFOlogy. Which Anunnaki, homies? Which reptilians, vatos? And then I get comments in my videos, especially when I list these Inky Anunnaki. I just showed you them as being part reptilian. People will leave all their comments. They're not reptilian. When they have no clue that there's over 10 different plus Anunnaki races. No, that's just the ones that are heavily involved in the human drama. Okay? Yes, indeed. The Inky Anunnaki are part reptilian, part Anunnaki, still being called an Anunnaki race, an Anunnaki species. Okay? And then you got the Enlil. The Inky is mixed with gray aliens and Anunnaki. The Enlil is mixed with Omicron with Anunnaki. And the Marduk is mixed with the Odedicron, right? Did I get that in right order? So these are mixtures, man. Part Anunnaki, part reptilian. So they're not reptilian or Anunnaki. They're both. They're a new breed of beings. Because they're not the Omicron. They're not the Odedicron. They're not the Zeta Grays. And they're not the original Jehovian. They're something else. You take this race and this race, now you got a new race called Inky. You take that race and this race, now you got a new race called Enlil. You take the one race and the other race, now you got Marduk. These are hybrids that are involved with Sumer, Babylon, Akkad, Assyria, and those religions affected the Jewish religion. Okay, who came first? These ancient Mesopotamian cultures came before the Jewish father god stuff. But what I say about the main founder race bloodline is the Anu Elohim. The Anu Elohim are the granddaddies, the grandfathers of the Jehovian Anunnaki, of Enoch, of Toth, of Inky, Enlil, Marduk, Anunnaki, of Metatron. This is all the Anunnaki Anu Elohim bloodline. And then the Odedicrons, Omicrons, Dracon, Dracos, Draco. Okay, those are all coming out of the Omicron bloodline. We got Anu Elohim versus Omicron. Tonight's video. Welcome to the video. What's up, Vato Locos? Light my incense. Now we put things in the creation context. These beings hate each other. They're competing gangsters. But some of their hybrids started to work together. Some of the, they're mixtures of the grandfathers who hate each other. The Anu Elohim and Omicron were fighting for their territories. Most of the Gold Flame Omicron races went to the Orion system. This is why you got the insectoids and Anilalam, and I forgot the name of their planets. I don't know how to pronounce some of their planets. But they stayed in that area, and then there's the Alpha Draconis, and then you got the insectoids, and then the bird people. Okay, and this is where dinosaurs come out of. They come out of this Omicron bloodlines, family lines. And so, did you notice there's not any fallen angels from the violet flame? This is all between the Seraphi, Elohai, which is really the fallen versions are Seraphim, Elohim. And notice those are both in the Bible as good guys. Do you even remember that there's the original Elohai? Say it with me. Elohai. Again, Elohai. The fallen version of Elohai is Elohim. Fallen angel, mentioned in the Bible, mentioned in the Kabbalah, mentioned in Talmud, mentioned in these occult writings. Not a good guy, but being worshipped on planet Earth as a good being. And then Seraphi is the good guys. The bad guys are the Seraphim, the Omicron, the Draconians, the Odedicron Gargoyles, the winged reptilian elites, the Dracos, which is a human hybrid, created on planet Earth. This is super ancient, man. This war between these two fallen angel races started before Earth was even created. Started before humans were created, obviously. Not that. Yes, before even the angelic humans. 200, these races, the Omicron and the Anunnaki, fell 250 billion years ago. Now, this is where I want to insert how you get all this distorted teachings from Gnosticism. You see, we got along for 700 billion years. That's not what Gnosticism says. It says we started off with problems in our reality. BS. They think in their teachings, they're teaching you that, oh, you have to understand the dark. You have to be light. Oh, you are both dark and light. BS. Understand the truth, the guardian truth, the Emerald Order truth. We started off getting along. Even in the religious text, do you understand that they fell from heaven? Well, they were once good. We can agree on they were once good. Okay? But the Bible doesn't tell you how long. They were all good. All founder races and got along, and all the races they created were all living in the law of one in the innerchristos. Can you imagine how fantastic existence was back then? How fantastic. All beings were getting along. Nobody ate each other. Yum, yum, reptilians eat humans, for example. Nobody ate each other. Nobody hated each other. Everybody loved each other. Everybody lived in harmony. Okay? And then these two beings fell from DNA code convolution that's repeating the same pattern within the same family lines over and over and over. You know, they say incest is best. No, it's not. Look what it creates. Look what it distorts. Now you have all kinds of problems in their DNA. You affect the body, the DNA. It affects the consciousness. This is what we call DNA code convolution. When you keep repeating this, the Omicrons did the same thing. They started just creating races in the same pattern over and over. It creates distortion. And then those physical distortions in the DNA create conscious distortions, mental, mind, psychology distortions. So this is how beings who were eternal, we were all immortal, and getting along in the law of one, in omni-love, this is how one of those kind of beings can actually fall from incest, from repeating the same pattern and the same family lines. You're gonna have problems. That's how these original bloodlines fell. The Anu Elohim Anunnaki line and the Omicron Reptilian line. They both started falling in DNA co-convolution, and then they started becoming fallen angelic characteristics. Hatred, killing, slavery, bonding, taking over people, races, taking over planets, destroying planets, murdering people. So, push that back a little bit. And and they took this war throughout the multiverse. It's not just, it's in from the 11th dimension and lower. In all these dimensions, there is angelic warfare. Out of the 15 dimensions in this cosmology, 11 of those are distorted, not fallen in the phantom matrix. Of course, there is a phantom matrix of those dimensions too, but we're talking about there is distortion. There can be distortion in your body, your mind, your psychology, and your emotions, and your spirit. Okay, from dimensions 1 to 11. So when you ascend out of the third dimension, let's say into 5D or 4D or whatever, you're still going to have to deal with angelic warfares and dramas and conflicts. Machiwa. And I just have to say at the beginning of my live, you guys, that just to remind you that my YouTube channel, hello YouTube, my YouTube channel has been demonetized. That means I no longer make any money at all on YouTube. So I can only make money with your guys' help right now through donations. So I make these lives and some people make the donations. You guys, I put the link at the very top of chat. I also put it in the description of the video. Please support your brother Anunnaki. Right now I'm surviving with your guys' help. Literally. Thank you so much. And I also want to, you guys, just give me a minute or two with me. Please help me. Send a positive, loving, healing frequency to my twin flame, my girlfriend. You guys know her as Giannis 111. Her name is Julia. Please, just with that intention, send her with me. Let's send Julia. Send Julia this loving, healing, empowering energy. She needs it. And you don't even need the details. You just need to know that there's some issues, and we're just sending that love. We're sending that healing and that positive vibration, that Christic intention and love to Julia, Anunnaki's twin flame. You can visualize it. You can say that. You can send that frequency. I love you, baby. We love you. We care about you. You are with us in the Christ, the Christos. Blessings to you from the guardians, from the Christic shield, from the Unici, God source, God force, sending you love and protection and healing, sending you strength, sending you courage, sending you security, protection. We love you. We love you. I love you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you sincerely. So, I will check on my email for any donations, you guys. Georgina! Thank you, Georgina. She never falls short. Thank you so much for serving with us as one of the moderators, Indigo Gal. Thank you for holding space with us. Thank you for your support through all this time that you've been with us. I love you, sister. Thank you so much. And Tamara, thank you, Holy One. And you also wrote, I appreciate hearing this history, Anahazi. Thank you, Tamara. Blessings to you. I know that's not your first time. I really, really appreciate your exchange of energy. Much respect to you. And thank you for holding space with us tonight as we talk about this topic. Much love to you. And I just got this number 444. And in my email, how many emails right now? And there's 400 and I also saw a 444 earlier. So there's something interesting when you get those numbers more than once in one day. So thank you. Gratitude. So we got Major Arcana 9183. Greetings, Holy One. And so we have Azen Maxwell Pacheco. Hey, y'all. Hola, says Sandra M. Hola, Starseed family. Great topic again. Thank you, Sandra, for being here. Indigo Gal. Hello, family. Omni love to all. There she is. Hello, Holy One. Major. Yeah, I said that again, right? We will feed all pollinators. Those grasses will be pulled. Okay. We have Charlene Hallie. Hello, Holy One, Star Sister. Thank you so much. I'm assuming, maybe I don't know your gender. I can't tell. Thank you so much, Charlene. Thank you so much for all your positive comments on my video. Bless you. Thank you for your blessings on my videos. Thank you so much for being you. I know AI comes from somewhere diabolic. Yeah, everyone agrees, and also the even in the secret space program, which is the disclosure will come out. Right now, the disclosure is about the aliens and the UFOs. But you guys, the higher disclosure is the secret space programs that exist. And in these secret space programs, they talk about the Anunnaki. They talk about the reptilians too. And they talk about AI. Okay? AI is a super ancient extraterrestrial sourced weapon. Okay? And yes, they go to these. They don't need a body. They can actually hang out in electromagnetic fields. This original AI, super ancient extraterrestrial AI, is going around and taking over galaxies, entire galaxies. So they're going to take over planets. They'll take over races of beings, and so they get. There's a whole series of steps that they take that are recognizable. And we're in one of those steps. So AI is one of our enemies too. Now, we're not talking about AI tonight though. We're talking about alien races that are physical, just like we're physical, but in different dimensions and different timelines that they're coming here. So. She likes my shirt? Yeah. Mushroom baby, psilocybin, what's up? And honestly, I haven't tried this since last year when I was in Sedona with my friends. So it's been a while since I've had it. But I love this t-shirt too. Thank you for the positive feedback. Major Chana, yeah, she has a daughter and son. She has a couple. And they don't like her, I guess. She wasn't a good mom, apparently. Bless Oshana and everything she's done and whatever she's doing now. But she wasn't a good mom, apparently. Daniel, am I high? I am not high. I don't get high during my lives. Sometimes I do like a couple times a year. But I'm not high, Holy One. Do I look high? Am I talking like I'm high? I am not high. But thank you for the drug comment, right? The immature, rude-ass fucking comment, right? Peace and Harmony, Holy One, says Jedi. Gina Sutton, what's up? Vato? Vata? Yeah, let's keep it respectful, right? Right, Gina? But you're not going to always have respectful people, and this is why we have moderators. They will kick your ass out when you're rude or continue to be rude, right? Oh, you don't have the... We're not sharing my diagram. That's for members only. That's a paid product. But what I mean is the link to the diagram, like Sir Madism did. Thank you, brother. What's up, Sir Madism? How you doing, homie? Good to see you. Thank you for being a moderator. Thank you for holding space with us, man. It looks like I got to go through these fast and catch up. Thank you, Gina Sutton. Bless you, sister. I look forward to that, and I'm so grateful for your support. You're amazing. Can't wait to meet you. Again. Yeah, so we got an active chat tonight. Thank you guys for being here. I just want you guys to know that YouTube is shadow banned my channel again. All my views are super low. They're YouTube censors a lot. They make it obvious. They can't hide it when they censor you. They're very obvious when they censor you. And so, my strongest channel is Instagram. Instagram is not censoring me, is not shadow banning me. It is freaking getting around 2,000 new subscribers a day. I'm at 320,000 plus subscribers on Instagram. Hell yeah, baby. I wish they paid content creators. They do not. It's all entertainment, I guess. So, at least YouTube and Facebook will pay you a tiny bit. Like, let's say YouTube pays you. Facebook will only pay you a tiny bit of that. So they do pay, but it's like freaking scraps. It's literally scraps. Like, I'm talking about cents. I will only get paid cents, a few cents on a video, and I hit 1 million views. They only gave me like $20. So, and I'm not gonna always get 1 million views. So it's very crap. I'm grateful, but I'm grateful for the crap, Facebook. Thank you for the crap. And so I'm in survival mode right now. So after I got demonetized by numero uno YouTube, is this not in place again? What's up? It's good. It's good. Okay. So, one thing you have to realize within these, higher mechanics is that you're not just dealing with a specific race when we say reptilian or Anunnaki. We're dealing with a bunch of different lineages, a bunch of different agendas. Some of them even compete with each other. Like, for example, the Inky Anunnaki don't always get along with the Enlil Anunnaki, and they don't all get along with the Marduk Anunnaki, or the Semyasi Anunnaki, Pleiadians, Luciferians, Nibirians. Nibirians is the beings who live on Nibiru, which are Inky, Enlil, Marduk, and Semyasi. They live on planet Nibiru, one of our 12 planets in this solar system. You don't know all the 12 planets. You only know 9. And then they try to disqualify Pluto and say we only have 8. It's freaking mainstream BS. You'll hear the secret space program talking about the other planets, and not all of them, but at least Nibiru and at least the Tiamat. But they won't talk about the other missing planet, Chiron. So there's actually Venus, Mercury, Earth, Saturn, Jupiter, Neptune, Uranus. Am I missing? And Pluto. What am I missing? Mars. Nibiru. Chiron, and Tiamat. 12 planets. Let me show you a diagram of those 12 planets. From the Guardian teachings, because there's so many people believing in flat Earth, which is a psyop. It's a secret space program psyop. Just like there's a few psyops coming out of the secret space program, and that's one of the biggest ones on planet Earth. In the spiritual communities. Okay, we got this. So that affects a lot of things when you are not given the full record and history of the planets. Let me go to files, websites, my website, Christos Avatar, and look for 12 planets PDF. There it is. And then let me go here and share it to you guys in chat. And some of my moderators who are here can save this link if they need it later. It shows you all the 12 planets, homie. 7 outer planets, 5 inner planets, and here we go. Vatos, what's up? Nibiru, Chiron, Pluto. So Nibiru, and Chiron are farther than Pluto, as you can see from the diagram. Actually, let me show it for those of you who don't see it. I'm sorry. I should have thought of that. Oh, it's not showing. What the shit? I've had this problem before where it doesn't want to show my PDF. Oh, I don't have PDF open. Oh, yes. Oh, okay. So let me open it in PDF. I was showing you a Chrome page. I understand what's going on. Sorry, guys. Hello, McFly. What's up? Okay. What the crap is this, man? I'm getting these notifications. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. You see, there's Pluto, but after Pluto is Chiron, and after Chiron is Nibiru, and then the Maldak was right after Mars. I'm trying to zoom in. It's going to get blurry. This is the inner planets. I'm trying to get the hand tool. Okay, so these are the 5 inner planets of Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, and Maldak. And GSG is Galactic Stargate. So the Sun has Universal Stargate 4, which the Reptilians took over. The fallen angels took over this gate. USG stands for Universal Stargate. Mercury is Galactic Stargate 1, SG1, Galactic SG2. Venus, Earth is GS3, Galactic Stargate 3, and Mars is GS4, and Maldak was destroyed, was GS5. And then the outer planets would be Jupiter, GS6, Galactic Stargate 7, and Saturn, Galactic Stargate 8, and Uranus, 9, and Neptune, 10, and Pluto. You can't disqualify Pluto, you mainstream asswipes. And then you got GS11, Stargate 11 in Chiron, and Stargate 12 in Nibiru. There you go. Not only do suns, stars, have stargates, but also planets have stargates. And even, let me go back to the camera. Even you have stargates, what you call Templar. The Guardians call them Templar. These stargates, Templar, are what you call your chakras. You have the base chakra. the solar plexus chakra. I mean, sacral, and then solar plexus, then heart, throat, third eye. These are gateways to the dimension that they represent. This is the 6th chakra, the 6th Templar, the 6th Stargate to the 6th dimension. And in the greater mechanics of these teachings, they're going to show you where those take you, where these chakra Templar can take your consciousness to. And so you go through your chakras, through the planet's chakras, through the star, sun chakras, to the galactic, to the universal, or galactic, wherever you're trying to go, right? So, and there is wars over these stargates. There's stargates on planet Earth. We have one in not Sedona, that's the vortex. There's 7 main vortices, but there's 12 stargate locations. One is like in Antarctica. One is in Israel. Stargate 2, Stargate 3. Let me pull that up. Like, I made a video about the main locations. There's SG. I wonder if I have that. Let me see if I got that. Oh, I should make that. Oh, I got a Stargate's PDF. Oh. That's not the Stargate I was looking for, but let me pull up Voyagers 2. That's one of these books right here. And then I'll share the screen with you. And we give this PDF for free. It's online for free everywhere online. So we're giving it away free too. You guys can take a... I mean, I encourage you to take a look here. Let me look at Painted Desert. Painted Desert. Or no, it's not going to be Arizona Painted Desert. That's a vortex. So let me put Jerusalem. There's a bunch of things in this they have to do with, so this is not helping me. What about if I put SG something, SG-3? There's 9 of these. Okay. Bermuda Triangle or what? Oh, here we are. Okay. Oh, these are Q sites. When it says that's not the same as a Stargate, the ones that are Stargates are SG, and then they'll have Stargates. So SG3 is apparently Bermuda. SG10 is in Iran. You see why there's wars or paranormal shit going on around these Stargates? The Gural point where Oceana used to live by, she doesn't live by this anymore. It all shocked us when, no, not really, when she changed her name, changed her teaching name, changed her company name, and then moved to another country. Wow, okay. Now she's not by the Gural anymore. We got SG, so this is SG2. I said Jerusalem, that wasn't correct. So SG1, where is SG1? Oh, South Pole, Haley South Pole. So South Pole, and then Florida, and then Bermuda Island. Where's SG4? Egypt. And then 5 is Machu Picchu, Peru. SG6. I see SG7 also in Peru, Lake Titicaca. SG8 is in China. Maybe I just skipped it and don't see it, but it's here. Number 11 is in England. Q sites are also special sites that are going to be energetically, and one of them is Kauai, Hawaii. Portugal is what's CB? What does CB say? CB is a central control bases that direct operations of other bases. So this is a control base a central control base, underground bases in West Africa, Paxos Island, Greece, Aguas Calientes, Mexico, Cyprus Island, Easter Island, interesting. Vatican, very interesting. Johannesburg, interesting. Brazil, Lopnor, Tibet. Oh, one of the control sites is in Iran. Bosnia, control. Oh, a lot of this stuff makes sense. Draconian, Dracos, Necromaton, Men in Black, Andromi, Nephilim, Marduk. Of course, now you get it. Now you get where the warring is and all the negative, crazy ass stuff is happening on our planet. All right. So, what's up, Vato Locos? So, if there's any questions, let me see who's mostly in here in the moderators. Indigo Gal, Magi Celine, sister. Hey, sister, I wrote you about the Sedona trip. We're good to go on Sedona trip, Celine. I don't know if you saw that message or not. And I'll explain it more in person if you want. Everything's good to go. And speaking of which, you guys, let me pull it up. So we brainstormed together. We talked about all the expenses. The price of Sedona is $1,295, and so that's for the shared home retreat package. So that means it includes lodging. You don't have to get an Airbnb or hotel because it's in the price. You don't have to worry about food. We're taking care of you, the meals and the snacks. It includes group activities and sacred ceremony. I'll let you think about what that is. That's all, whatever you want to be part of or not. Guided cultural experiences, because we're going to have hikes, and we're going to have a Native American tour guide showing us these hikes, these famous locations in Sedona. This is one of the biggest parts of this meetup that we're doing in September. And it comes with your retreat materials and your hosting support. So off-site package is see, that one was $1,295. That includes everything. Off-site, that means you don't want to sleep with us. I mean, you don't want to share a big, beautiful Airbnb with us. Okay. That's $895. And that includes the retreat activities, the sacred ceremony, the guided cultural experience, the hikes, the group circles, retreat materials, hosting, and all that. It doesn't include food or the lodging that comes with the main package. So we asked for a deposit of $399, you guys. So if you're interested, you have to put up front $399, so we know you're serious, and we're taking steps to reserve this big building for us, this big Airbnb for us. So that's why there's a non-refundable deposit at the beginning, $399. So if you guys are interested, let me know, let Celine know, let Giannis know. If you're in Discord, let us know there. It's only going to be between 15 and 20 people. Are you one of those 20 people? We would love to have you, but we want to ask you some questions. We want to know that we know you and that you're into the Christic teachings. This isn't a broad invitation to everybody, because not everyone's, serious about this group connection. So thank you guys. I just want to say that, and I'll keep on saying it every live just so until it builds up. After you tell us that you're serious and make your deposit, we'll give you the link for the deposit and all that. So it's going to be a life memory. Like when I went to Sedona, we were all friends. It was a great experience we will never forget. Why not share that with us? We only had 5 of us last time. Now we're making it bigger. So maybe you're meant to be with us, you guys. Thank you for that. It's in September. Let me make sure I get the dates to you before I continue. More than likely, right now, we're sitting at the 22nd to the 27th. Okay? 22nd to the 27th. You want more details? Let us know. So, you guys, this is Earth is under spiritual bondage because of the Anunnaki species, races, all of the different factions, and because of all the reptilian species and factions. They are invading our planet historically, progressively throughout history, which is now a forbidden history. You're not even taught or told this exists, or this is really what happened in Sumer, Babylon, Akkad, or even Atlantis. You notice mainstream science says Atlantis doesn't even exist. It's more ancient than Sumer. Much, much more ancient. And it's not just coming from our teachings. My own intuition brought me into studying and researching the secret space program narratives. And what I found out in these narratives, they also confirm some of these same historical things that the Guardians talk about. Okay? Which is fantastic, which is amazing to see those other sources talking about. For example, there was a secret space where I'm talking about the super ancient elder races, and that these inner earth races were referring to the Guardians, who we're talking about the Guardians. These inner earth races in this SSP drama talk about the Guardians. People like Corey Good talks about the Blue Avians and the Sphere Being Alliance. They're Guardians. Whether you don't like Corey Good or not, it doesn't matter, because these are real beings, real blue flame Guardian speakers. Okay? And these are the Guardians that even these advanced races in the inner earth are wanting to work with. And so, but like I said earlier, the secret space program, not just our teachings, say that the Draconians are freaking hate humans. They eat humans. And then you got people worshiping these beings and saying they're good. Okay? To each their own. If that's what you believe, brother and sister, dragons are good, reptilians are good, Anunnaki are good, they all helped us. You are you are entangled in this fallen angelic takeover. You're entangled in it. They have propaganda. Just like in our own drama, in our war, the enemy will play music or play, what do you call it? Propaganda. They'll make flyers of propaganda. They're going to try to they're going to give you false information, man. That's exactly what these narratives on that a lot of people are following about the reptilians and Anunnaki. You are believing in the freaking propaganda of these beings. They want you to believe that they're helping humans and saving humans, empowering humans, teaching humans. This is what they want you to think and believe. What's tied into that is worship, is manipulation, is control, which disempowers you. Okay? Specifically, one of the biggest faults, good guys, one of the false teachings is the Anunnaki, including the Inky Anunnaki. We'll stop at Inky and Enlil, even though there's Marduk and Samyasi. Forget about them for a minute. Let's focus on Inky and Enlil. You guys, all the people talking about the Inky and Enlil are following and believing in the false narratives of these fallen angelic beings. One of the main sources in UFOlogy One of the main sources is Zecharia Sitchin. He is a fraud. He is a fake. He's not a real Assyriologist. That means those who can translate the Sumerian, Akkadian, Babylonian texts. They out him. They say his translations are BS. It is the secret space program itself. And I've seen more than one whistleblower, unrelated whistleblowers, talk about Zecharia Sitchin as being a liar. And actually going into more detail, I can, if you guys are interested, I could give you the exact season and episode of the interview talking about this. Saying how this dude, Zecharia Sitchin, was working with the Illuminati. He was given this script. He was given the information. He put all these books. His books are literally coming from the Illuminati. These groups intentionally wanted this, what do you call it? One second here. Because this is part of the tonight's topic, because so many people have a different idea, a distorted idea of Inky and Inlo. I have like powerful computer. I have like hundreds of things opened, so I gotta manage some of this. So they did not create us, because that is the lie. And you guys know that we are meant to expose those who are manipulating our history line, our creation story. No reptilians created us. No Anunnaki created us. That is the lie coming from Zecharia Sitchin. I mean, because the Anunnaki narrative is a freaking religion now. And UFOlogy, this is their truth, man. They're holding on to this lie as their truth. That many in UFOlogy and New Age believers and ancient aliens subscribe to. Almost all of Zecharia information about this Anunnaki is contrived, you guys. And there is this secret society. Okay, Illuminati, hello. The secret society that put out this narrative very cleverly. And I always I have to tell people, but you know, it's just, they love Inky. And they love Thoth, by the way. And the secret society wanted this to be an elitist religion. This is what your narrative, you guys are following in UFOlogy and ancient aliens. And it's been put into the esoteric community. So Zecharia Sitchin had 3 people that were giving him this narrative to write. 3 people. Which was a very clever, infiltration into these New Age communities. And so you have the Illuminati intruding into this UFOlogy esoteric communities to make their religion ours. And that's exactly what the Zecharia Sitchin narrative represents. Zecharia Sitchin's ancient Sumerian text translations were not accurate. You guys don't have to believe in me. Not only can you check for other people saying that Zecharia Sitchin's translations were not correct, but you can also check this. Use apps online to check yourself and see that you've been believing in BS, man. That had to be spoken and said today in tonight's video about the Anunnaki and reptilians. So, that hurts a lot. People love this and bleed this with all their heart, man. Oh, this is the truth. And then they go around online correcting people. Trying to correct people, right? And so you can believe whatever you want, you guys, about the Anunnaki. You're thinking they're good guys. But tonight is coming from the Guardian point of view and the Secret Space Program point of view. Aligns with it. Although some people will say, even in the SSP, because there is mixed SSP polarities, There is the guys who really want disclosure, and then those who don't and will give a fake disclosure or fake information. Their tactics have not changed. So you guys can hate on me because we're talking this body of knowledge, not your brother Anunnaki, is this entire book exposes Enki, Enlil, Marduk, exposes Thoth and Enoch and the Galactic Federation and the Ashtar Command and Metatron and Jehovah, Father God, and Yahweh, and religion, and Islam, and Archangel Michael. All the things that are being followed and loved and venerated by either the UFOlogy people, ancient alien people, New Age people, the occult people, they're empowering these false narratives. When the icons of the reptilians are seen everywhere, serpents, reptiles, dragons, their symbols are showing you where they're in force. These are their motifs. These are their sigils, man. This is the representations of these reptilian beings. It's the same with the Enki, Enlil, Marduk, Samyasi groups. Same as the Elohim and the Seraphim. Remember, if you just came on here, I talked about the Seraphim as being fallen angels, the Elohim as fallen angels, and it is the Elohim. And notice that there's this whole debate. There's a debate whether the word Elohim is singular or Elohim is plural. It is a freaking plural word, homie. And you want to say it's about Father God Yahweh when it's about Elohim is plural gods. Elohim is a race. It's a species. It's a family. It's a people. Not a father, dude, a person, individual. It's a collective. Just like Anunnaki, Enki is a collective. Enlil is a collective. Samyasi is a collective. Even though, for example, Samyasi is being used as a person that visited Billy Myers. This blonde is exactly what the Voyagers describe. Pretty perfect humans, blondes, even brunettes, tramping around and presenting themselves as gods. This is very interesting. Even some of the secret space program talks about this, man. That these inner earth cultures, the same ones that approached the Germans and the Nazis and gave them technology and get them to the moon, okay? These inner earth groups are the ones that are going into different timelines and saying they're gods. They're just freaking ETs. And just all the Hindu gods, they're all ETs. All the Viking gods are all extraterrestrials. All the Mesopotamian gods, they're all extraterrestrials. All the Greek gods, extraterrestrials. There's no such thing as gods. There's only God. Singular, one God. You get a red flag. That's a red flag when you hear gods. You know it's bullshit. Oh, I heard someone say gods. Bullshit. Sorry for my language. BS, right? You know when someone's talking gods, there's no such thing as gods. And I had some person write to me recently even and saying, oh, gods is just a title like doctor or PhD. It's just a title. God is not a title. You see these distortions. They're trying to protect their lords and their gods, their ETs, homie. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to believe this huge body of knowledge. That's exactly what they are. They're extraterrestrials claiming to be gods when there's only one source God, creator. Only one God. Out of all of the religions and all of the false New Age teachings, and out of all these fallen angelic narratives, they created gods so you can worship them. You are actively worshiping them, being subservient to them. It's interesting, because when I make my videos about the Anunnaki and reptilians, people are praising them. My Lord, Inky created me. Praise Allah. Praise Jesus. Praise the, Father God. Machiwa. You're going to have people falling for those false narratives. Billions of humans are following these false narratives. Billions of humans are loving on the Anunnaki. Are you getting it yet? Are you getting it yet? Christianity has 2 billion followers around the planet. 2 billion people are worshiping the Anunnaki. Elohim is what you call Jehovah God, is what you call Yahweh, is what you call Inky, Marduk, Inky, or Enlil, Ishtar. These are all extraterrestrial gods, but you got people calling them gods. They're not gods. They never were gods. There's no such thing as gods. There's only extraterrestrials pretending to be these gods. And just notice, by the way, just notice that they're negative, that they kill, they sacrifice. They murder children. They cause destruction and desolation. They kidnap. They rape. They're worse than humans, and they're being worshipped as extraterrestrial gods. You're worshiping extraterrestrial gods. What the crap? It's saying my thing is not charging. It wasn't connected, or it wasn't charging, so it's charging now. So let me check donations and check for questions and check on chat. Troy! Yes, Vato Loco, what's up, brother? Thank you so much for those powerful numbers. Thank you for your donation, Troy. And thank you for what you wrote. Much love to you, brother, and sending healing vibes to Jules. Thank you. You're very kind. Thank you, brother. Yes. Sending energy and love to Julia. Protection, security. And she's traveling, so she needs that even more. Protection, healing, love. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Troy. Thank you for donation. Anleton, 12D. Thank you, brother. Sandra, payment. Thank you, Sandra. Woohoo, sister. Much love to you. Thank you for that. You guys know I really need it, and I'm truly grateful for your assistance, your exchange of energy. I do this for you guys. I work full time, no joke. I work 7 days a week, 100 plus hours. How often do most people work? Okay, I work for you. This is my service, man. If I was working at some job that long, hell, I'd be freaking doing awesome. But this is not. That is not. I'm not taking a 3D job. This is my job. Whether dealing with stuff or not. This is my focus. So I do this for you, Sandra, and all my other members and those who support my work. Thank you so much. I don't see any questions from Celine or I guess Kirsten. She's not on tonight, right? Magi Celine. Celine will. She'll let me know. If there's any questions, sister, right? Thank you, Celine. So, yeah, Inleton, you were right. And Sedona water, and yeah, they'll say even, they say that the Anunnaki created the pyramids or that they created the Sphinx. Now, there is a group of Anunnaki called the Syrian Council. Thank you for those hearts, whoever's sending those emojis and positive frequencies. Mwah! Thank you for that. So there is something called the Syrian Council of Anunnaki, but they didn't build the pyramids alone. Okay, they can't take credit for that because there was Ceres Egyptians and Hebrew people and some Syrian Council. All right, and so it's not about them, and they didn't create the Sphinx. Okay, that is the BS narrative. Trying to take credit, just like, oh wow, I didn't know my freaking green screen wasn't perfect tonight. Oh wow, yeah, okay, I see that. Let me see if I can fix that. Live. I'll try to fix it live, right? Wait, what am I doing? I'm looking at the wrong thing. Camera, filters, chroma key. Ooh, okay, so what's that? 363. There. Slight improvement. Yeah. You can see some green screen spillage, but it's already at green spill reduction. Is this going up or down? Oh, wow. Okay. So I move that one if I want to take some of that green out without taking all my color out. Okay. I don't know. I don't want to mess with it while I'm live with you guys. Okay. Anyways, did I mess it up worse, you guys? Shit. Ugh! Right? Oh, it's not 0 or 1 or whatever. Okay. Okay, as long as that's better. But anyways, what's up, homies? So I can go in the different directions here. We have the original fall. Let's go to the original fall, okay? Remember this, I told you earlier, the fall, we all got along for 700 billion years. And then it was 250 billion years ago when the original fall happened. When the Omicron and the Anu Elohim fell was 250 billion years ago, okay? And so basically they were both being corrupt. But since the Anu Elohim is part of the blue flame, They were asking the High Council, which is the Anunnaki cat people, in the 12D. See, the Anu Elohim are in the 11D. So, Council, 12D homies, we're family. Please go kill the Omicron. What are you talking about, bro? You look at you. You're killing and murdering and taking over races. I don't like your answer. We're going to kill you, and we're going to kill the reptilians. That's exactly a summary of what happened. That's a summary of what happened. They wanted help from their bloodline lineage. Hello, Elohai. Hello, Anunnaki. That their race is called Anunnaki. My name is Anunnaki. I wonder why. Anunnaki, help us kill Omicron. No! Little dudes, you got some issues yourself. Look in the mirror. Look at yourselves. Screw your mirror. We're going to kill you now. That's basically what happened. So they can't kill a 12D race. Right? They can't blow up the 12D planet. That's what they wanted to do. They wanted to blow up the planet because it would blow up the Stargate, the 12th Stargate, Universal Stargate, on planet Armatena. So they don't have the power or the technology. You understand, a lower dimension does not compete with the next higher dimension. For example, the 3D cannot compete with the technology and the power of 4D, astral. You can't. There's no comparison. There's no comparison between the 11D Anu Elohim and the 12D Anunnaki, felines, guardians, High Council. But they allowed. Okay? This is the history told by the guardians, and I'm sharing it with you tonight. The Anunnaki 12D guardians allowed the Anu Elohim to back up SG-11. Back it up. It created the surge of energy and explosion to the 12D gate, because they're all connected. 12D connected to 11D, 11D connected to 10, to 9, to 8, to 7. They're all connected. So energetically, when you back up SG-11, it goes into SG-12, and they allowed it. Why? Why the Anunnaki would allow their planet to be destroyed? Because they exist within omni-love, and they love all. And there was consequences to their attack. They know, the guardians know, that if this happens, it would cause devastation to everything below the 12th dimension. But it was going to cause problems with the Odedicron. Now, the Odedicron were not fallen yet. They were asking for help with the felines, guardians, High Council. You know, they're at the same level as the Omicrons, the Odedicrons are. But these guys are bullies. They're the ones that are bossing around or in control more than the Odedicrons. So the guardians didn't want to... I'm trying to think of how this played out. It's about being trapped. It was something, their decision was based on helping the Odedicrons because they weren't on the same side as the Omicrons or the Anunnaki. You guys, I'm sorry if I don't remember perfectly. It doesn't make a big difference in the details. This little detail doesn't ruin everything. But They allowed it because of they're watching out for another alien race called the Adedicrons, so it didn't happen to them, or they weren't going to be affected. They weren't going to allow another race to be affected, so they allowed the attack to happen. They could have easily just freaking destroyed the Anu Elohim, but they're not murderers, they're not killers. Now, that took a while for me to understand too, and it's probably going to take you a while to understand. And I can find the details, just not on my live right now. I can't go and look for it and make you wait 10 minutes. But I could find it. Maybe if I do a quick search on SG12, and it might show up. Actually, let's look in Voyagers itself. And let's find it together in Voyagers 2. Voyagers 2. So let me bring it over and look at it. I don't think they lay out all the details, but they might talk about this SG12. So let me connect to PDF and go to the top and search for, what is it, original fall? No results. Original sin. Let me look in SG1. We're going to find this, you guys. Voyagers 1. Original sin is in here. Whoa, I found it. So, wait, are you guys on the shared screen yet? Yeah. Okay, let's look at the title of this chapter. What's it called? Hello. I guess it's not a chapter on it. So let me go to the original sin. Okay. This will tell you a little bit about it. And say it in their words. Okay, here it is where it starts to play it out. So let me get my highlighter. Oh, there is no highlighter. Okay. Okay. So it was called the Lyran Elohim Wars when this thing happens because, notice the word Elohim, who is in Lyra with the Anunnaki. Okay, so it's called Lyran where it happened, and who did it was the Elohim. Anu Elohim, the ones who fell. The Lyran Elohim Wars. That's what we're talking about. This is where the first fallen angels happened. And what did I tell you? I told you it was 250 billion years ago. During a time span that spans from 250 billion years ago to just recently 570 million years ago, a series of wars called the Lyran Elohim Wars. Let me highlight that. And later, it was called the Angelic Wars. It continued on as Angelic Wars. Broke out in the fourth universe. You call this a holographic universe or a density universe 4. It's specifically pre-matter systems. Really high level when humans are in density 1. Okay? Carbon matter. This is pre-matter. The gold flame, the gold order. I said gold flame. It's the same as gold order. The gold flame, gold order, seraphite. Remember, I made that distinction. Seraphite, good, but they fell, so they're called seraphim. The gold flame, seraphim, reptilian, Omicron. I said that exactly. From D10, Lyra Vega, began to digress. This is what I was explaining to you guys. This is the important part. You say, how did these guardian founders fall? I explained it to you, did I not? They began to digress because of, I don't call it, the Guardians call it, a DNA code convolution. And the Omicrons were affected by that. So they're talking about the Omicron first. And they set forth dominion conquest into other solar systems of our time matrix. They became known as the fallen seraphim. The forefathers of the contemporary Dracon, people call them Draco reptilians from Orion, or Alpha Draconians. But what did I tell you? They're the ones that aided those lower races. Simultaneously, that's what I told you, at the same time, the Emerald Order, this is the Gold Order, Seraphim. Okay, but at the same time, the Blue Flame, they call it an Amethyst Order because they're half amethyst to half blue flame. So that's why they're called feline aquatic apes. They're part feline, but also aquatic ape, which is violet flame. So the feline aquatic ape Anu, remember that's their original name, which was a guardian race once upon a time. Let me make that a positive color. Okay, they were once a guardian race from Lyra Avion. That's the blue flame. That's the violet flame planet, by the way. Okay, they suffered also, just like these beings suffered. They began to digress. Well, they also suffered digression. And remember, let's see if we can make this a different color, red. Not really. I guess I can't really. Let's make it orange. Okay. And they petitioned. I told you they asked for the Elohai Elohim feline, which is the Anahazi, the feline Christos founders, and D12. I told you it was D12. I told you it was Armatena. They said, hey, please destroy these these Omicron. Okay, so they're asking, oh shit, sorry. They're asking to destroy these people. Please, where was I? Oh, they asked them, destroy the fallen Seraphim Omicron. When the Giannis, Ascended Masters, Brennan Founders races, and the Elohai Elohim of Armatena refused, said, no, we don't think so. We're not murderers like you. But they said, hey, we'll heal you. We'll give you some rehabilitation. I'm sure they loved that, right? I'm sure they loved that answer. Opting for rehabilitation of the fallen Seraphim, the Omicron. The Omicron. When the Giannis Brenner, okay, yeah. The Anu race of D11 attacked and destroyed Armatena to gain control of SG12. This is the orange one, so we'll put that in orange. Okay, so well, I guess this really is it really is the ones that changed. So the Anu. So the Anu race, they destroyed the Anu's destruction of Armatena SG12 is the event that became known as, I didn't mean to do that, because it became known as the original sin. And we talk about sin from religion as being something different, but this is actually, if you want to talk about sin, this is what the hell? I don't know why this is, oh, maybe because this is highlighted, yeah, okay. So all life forms were affected between dimensions 11 and 12, because this happened below Stargate 12, so it's affected all life. And it says, this is what I was talking about, becoming trapped. Okay, all life forms, including the Christos founder races, became trapped in the time matrix until the D12 Armatena Stargate could be reconstructed, so consciousness could incarnate in the time matrix but could not ascend to leave while the Stargate 12 was damaged. So these Anu Elohim began to quest of universal dominion with the intention of destroying all races but their own, claiming dominion over the time matrix. In their rebellion, against the Christos founders races, the Anu race of density 11 adopted the name Anu. Anu Elohim. You see, they adopted, I've said this many times, they changed their name from Anu to Anu Elohim. Okay? So this Anu race said F you to the Guardians, and then they backed up the Stargate, trapped all life forms, and then they adopted the name Anu Elohim. So this is talked about in the Voyagers 1 PDF. Page 250. Let's look at the chapter name. The chapter is under the Guardians and Founder races. I remember I told you those were the 2 of the 10 Founder races. And speaking of Founder races, since we're here, let's look at the Founder races. It's not going to be this far down. Let me look at the word Elohai or well, Anu will help me find it faster. Anu. Okay. So remember I told you there's blue flame, gold flame, and violet flame. So this is the blue flame, and it tells you what their founder races are. The Anunnaki. Okay, so we got the Anunnaki and Anu from the blue flame, Guardians. So the blue flame had two founder races. Okay, the Anunnaki and the Anu. One's felines, the other one's feline apes. All right, and then the gold flame. Remember, they have a lot more races. They have 4 at least. So Omicron Dragon Moth is one of them. We'll go back to they're not fallen yet, but they do become fallen. So I'm just listing the Guardian races and the Adedicron. Okay, so, but also the Ceres bird people, which I made a video about recently, and the Athean, 4 races, Athean mantis. Okay, so the blue flame created 2, Elohai Elohim created 2 founder races, and the gold flame created the 1, 2, 3, 4 founder races. And if you go to my 15-dimensional time matrix diagram, which I'm going to show you, switch to real quick. This is complex stuff. I'm showing you guys complex stuff, so thank you for your patience. There's the blue flame, Anu and Anunnaki. And 2 races of founders, 2 founder races. This is the 4 gold flame races in D10, dimension 10. Omicron fell, that's why they're red. Odedicron fell, that's why they're red. The Athean mantis and Ceres bird people, they're both good. They did not fall. So we'll go back, switch back to the PDF. And so, remember I told you this is mostly between the blue flame and the gold flame. But if you're curious, I did reveal the 4 races of the violet flame. Pegasi, Yoni, aquatic apes, and aquatic dolphins, and the Inu. I just got to find the Inu. There it is. And aquatic dolphins. So they created 4, but these are not fighting. They didn't fall. These races, these founder races did not fall. So where were we going? I guess we were looking at the warring from the original sin. Yeah, okay. So you guys, I'm showing you the original races. They were all good. There's 10 of them listed in Voyager's 1. Okay? All races, those are, all other races are coming from them, one of their bloodlines. So if you name a local race like Pleiadians, the Pleiadians are not a founder race. They come from the Blue Flame families. All of their hybridization, all the different seedings that happened, all of the Blue Flame races lead up to the higher 12D Anunnaki felines. Now, all of the reptilians, bird people, mantis people, insectoid beings, they all come from the Gold Flame. And then these fantasy kind of like beings, they're not fantasy, they're real ETs, but Pegasus, dolphins and whales and aquatic apes, they come from the Violet Flame. But the Violet Flame are mostly peaceful. This warring is mostly about the Blue Flame, Gold Flame groups. And you saw the original sin. They hated each other. They wanted to be the dominant one, the ones in control. And so they've always been opposing reptilians and Anunnaki. The name of tonight's video. Okay? They're competing gangsters. Competing agendas. Let me show you some of their agendas in Voyagers 2. And remember, it's not just the books. I don't know about you guys, but I've listened to some of these long-ass lectures, video workshops. They're not in books. Most of this knowledge is not here. Most of this knowledge is in the video series. So if you want to look at them, search for her name, Ashiana Dean. Look up Ashiana Dean video workshops. Ashiana Dean video workshops. And start studying, start learning. Try to find ones from the older ones. The newer ones but the older ones are classic, and those aren't, you're not going to go wrong there. And so what's happening is that we have this playing out in our world. Even though this was 250 billion years ago, and as soon as the fallen angels fell and did this horrible thing, the original sin, because it's called the original sin because it affected all life. Did you see that? It affected all life. They got trapped. They couldn't leave the time matrix because when SG-12 does not work, it's blown up. You can't leave the time matrix. But also something else happened, which is sort of what they wanted. They actually were playing around with creation physics, reversing it, running it in reverse. They created something called the Phantom Matrix. They created something with seventh dimensional body forms. Okay? They're creating bodies. They're creating these reverse abominations. These are what we're calling fallen angels and demons, the beings that are in the Phantom Matrix. Religion calls this hell. Greeks and Romans call it Hades. Or some people call it the Lake of Fire. Christians call it Lake of Fire. Okay? It's a real place. But you're not judged by this Anu Elohim Anunnaki God called Yahweh, Father God, or Allah. You're not judged. They tell you you're going to be judged. You're not judged by Source Creator. Creator God does not judge you. You judge yourself. You fall yourself. Your decisions, your thinking, you're going to have distortions, just like these beings had distortions, the original distortions. You're falling. You don't have to be an angel or archangel to fall. Any being can fall with your thoughts and consciousness. When we talk about reincarnation, all beings are going into reincarnation to evolve. And when instead of evolving, you're not evolving anymore, you're falling. You're de-evolving now. This is what fallen angel means, even though it's not just limited to falling angels. It's fallen consciousness. Any being, not just angels, archangels, avatars. If we know indigo children, that's Giannis, who come in, ascended master groups who come in, they can fall if they get caught up in it. Metatron was these were originally freaking ascended master groups. Metatron, remember I was telling you at the beginning, where most of the people in the occult, UFOlogy, ancient aliens, all those people are believing that these are good guys. Metatron's a good guy. They're not. And just so you know, Metatron is not mentioned one time in the Bible. It's not coming from the Christian Bible. It's coming from the Jewish occult, mysticism. It's coming from the Talmud. Okay? This is not coming from New Age, but it got taken into New Age. New Agers found this information, and now from the occult, and now they bring it to the nowadays as truth. This is truth. Metatron's an angel of God sitting next to God in the throne. It's not even mentioned once in the Bible. It's mentioned in Jewish mysticism, man. It's not originating from now. What's New Age? How old is the New Age? And how old is the Talmud? You know, the Jewish mysticism textbooks. It ain't. You're not sourcing it. All these ignorant people sourcing Metatron have no idea where Metatron really comes from. Did you do your research? But you're promoting as truth. You're trying to correct me in my videos. Here's truth, baby. Okay? You're going to some ancient Jewish texts and saying that's truth. Metatron's a real person. No, it's not. It doesn't exist. Not as you call it, an individual. It's a collective that put too much of its consciousness into its falling Anu Elohim group. It just showed you the Anu Elohim group. You know, the Anu Elohim versus the Omicron. They put too much of the fallen angel, are the original Metatron ascended masters, put too much. There is physics behind this. When you put too much of your collective into the time matrix, and it starts to fall, it acts like a freaking weight and pulls the rest of it in. That's exactly what happened to the original Metatron collective. Now they are diabolical. The wickedest of wicked, if that's even a word. They're the darkest. They're the ones that created the Phantom Matrix. Everything under Metatron is Anu Elohim, their children. The Anu Elohim created little children called the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki's DNA was used with reptilian DNA to create Enki, Marduk, Enlil, Chemyasi, all these. There's a bunch of them. Let me show you the list of the ones that I found just in the Voyagers 1 and Voyagers 2 books. All the different combinations that create Anunnaki. And I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with Nephilim. It's even mentioned in the Bible, which is not something good, like usual. Seraphim, not good. Elohim, not good. Nephilim, not good. So, let me show you the time matrix. Then we'll look at questions and donations again. Yeah. Okay, so this is the Anu Elohim races. Remember the big granddaddy. This is the one that attacked the Anuhazi. D11, Anuhazi attacked the Anu attacked the Anuhazi. They took their Stargate at D11 and backed it up into D12, which destroyed the Armatena planet Armatena. Armatena, Gaia, Tara, Earth. They destroyed Armatena. So it destroyed SG-12, which they didn't really care about the planet. They wanted the Stargate that was in the planet, SG-12. So they got rid of SG-12 until the Guardians fixed it. So we're talking about the Anu Elohim, but they're coming from Metatron. Let me show you in this inset here. It starts with Metatron. And as I just explained, fallen ascended master group. This is in the time matrix diagram, you guys, which I sell as a digital diagram or as a wall hanging. So, or as a poster, a wall hanging, or a digital download. Metatron started it all, but they fell. And the Anu Elohim, feline aquatic ape, Anu, are the ones who come up with Yahweh, Father God. Your Christian God is a freaking Anunnaki, also called Jehovah, or Jehovanians, or Jehovani, and which is a bipedal dolphin people. And I already showed this earlier, that they are they're the ones who create and run the Galactic Fed and Ashtar Command. They're the ones that brought you Christianity, who brought you a sexist patriarchy God, just like all these other sexist patriarchies on planet Earth, which is energetically, distorted, because you have the divine feminine and the divine masculine. But the religions are only focused on the divine masculine. They're sexist patriarchies. And so you have the Metatron, you have Anu Elohim, their children, and then the grandchildren, Jehovah and Anunnaki. And then out of the Anunnaki are a bunch of hybrids, including the ancient Egyptian plus Anunnaki called Nephilim. Plus you have a Phanium Anunnaki. Remember I told you I was going to show you all the different Anunnakis. Nephite Anunnaki, which was creation between the Hebrew and the Jehovian dolphin people. Cute, right? Creating all these hybrids throughout forbidden history. Merantians, another type of Anunnaki. And the Anu, where you get the Arantia book. Some people are worshiping, following it as truth. It's not truth. It's for the Illuminati. It has connection to Mormonism, and this group. It's not an Anunnaki, but it's one of the types of dolphins. And all these other Anunnaki hybrids, including Inki and Thoth Inki, the Asani Anunnaki, Amilian Anunnaki, Enlil Anunnaki, Marduk Anunnaki, Marduk Satan Anunnaki, Marduk Draymond Anunnaki. There's more than 10 here. Marduk Necromaton Anunnaki, Sathusad Anunnaki, Vikaritz Anunnaki, which is a centaur version. These aren't. This is Anunnaki too, but they're called Necromaton, Nephilim. This is where you get Archangel Michael from. It's not a real person. Oh man, this is incredible. This just made me connect to another secret space program, exposing this. Dude, another secret space program narrative aligning with the Guardian teachings. What I'm saying is, it's being confirmed. The SSP is confirming a lot of this knowledge. What I'm about to tell you, channeling. Channeling, which Guardians do not channel. Legitimate indigo adepts do not channel. New Agers channel. The occult channels. That's how the Germans found these aliens in the first place, through their occultists, the German Nazi occultists channeling these beings. A lot of you New Agers are channeling these beings, pretending to be good guys, pretending to be your space brothers, pretending to be your Archangel Michael, pretending to be your Andromedan friends. You're channeling angels, huh? You're channeling Andromedans, huh? No, you're not. And channeling Archangel Michael? No, you're not. And channeling some positive groups? No, you're not. Positive groups do not channel. And the reason why I'm making a note of this is because the Guardians talk about technology, called the NET. Let's look up NET in the PDF. They use technology to channel to you. Okay, you believe you're being channeled. Someone is speaking to you. Yes, somebody is speaking to you, but they're using freaking technology. Are you getting it? You're not channeling who you think you're channeling. They are in these machines. They're in these machines waiting for humans, unsuspecting humans, to reach out to them, to someone, and there's someone. Oh, the net. Okay, this is what the SSP is describing. That they get in these little cocoon booths and they can connect with you telepathically on the surface. You know, they're in inner earth, or they're in some underground base, or they're in some mothership. They're in a higher dimension. They're connecting to you. What did I tell you? A lot of these inner earth groups are coming to the surface, and they told these ancient cultures that they're gods. And you will hear secret space program narratives, unrelated insiders and whistleblowers talking about the same thing, that they are using technology and to channel you. Now let me show you what the Guardians are saying about that. And it starts with Archangel Michael, because a lot of you people believe that you're channeling Archangel Michael. So I interviewed someone who said that, who swears it's a real person, it's a beloved, beautiful being. But let me check my donations. Floor! Wow, I don't recognize your name. Maybe you can tell me in chat what is your username on YouTube. Thank you. Thank you, Flora. I won't say people's last names on their PayPal payments. That's personal, but thank you so much, Holy One. Thank you so much for that amazing, wonderful, helpful donation. Yes! And you guys, you can leave comments when you leave a PayPal donation. If you want to say something. Thank you so much, Flora. Blessings to you. Thank you for that wonderful exchange of energy. Okay, we got a couple questions. Thank you. Thank you, Celine, sister. Let me see if there's even something called NET. N-E-T. 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 Yes. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to PDF. I mean, it's not funny, because all of these New Agers swear they're following beloved, benevolent people. So many, man, I go to these conferences and they're all praising Galactic Fed, man. What does that say? That's why there's going to be a Christic speaker, Blue Flame speaker at these conferences now. Starting, your brother Inhazi is going to be in Sedona. Not our Sedona trip, our private Sedona trip in September. I mean next month. I'm going to be at Alien Event and Sedona Event. The Sedona Alien Event. Speaking with a conference of other people disclosing. But we'll see how that goes, right? I'm not going to be correcting people on the panel. What I'm saying is I'm going to be giving the Christic point of view. N-E-T, net. Oh, wow. Montauk, One World Order, Philadelphia Experiment, Philadelphia X, Phi X is the wormhole they created. They told the US government, oh, here's some technology. No, it's opening a freaking wormhole, just like CERN, just like HARP. And you know, this Guardians talk about CERN and HARP. And obviously, look, they're talking about Philadelphia Experiment and Montauk. And remote viewing and the net. Let's look at what net is. Global net. That's not what I was looking for. Let's see if we can go. Where is this? Oh. The net. The net. Nibirian? Net stands for Nibirian Electrostatic Transduction Field. Astral attachment, people having astral sex and astral projection, don't know about DNA bonding or tagging, astral tags. People channeling and astraling and have no idea. No idea. Okay. In relation, let me get this little selector. In relation to Emerald Covenant nations tracking Illuminati sleeper groups on Earth, remote viewing is the only effective method of surveillance. But it is not foolproof technology. Planetary shield scalar pulse interference. So let me say that again. Scalar pulse interference creates perceptual buffer screens, even to D4 astral perception. And many sleeper groups are hidden beneath the holographic inserts, which are mechanically generated to give false readings in remote viewing surveillance. Presently in D4 frequency bands of Earth are literally surrounded by multiple layers of fallen angelic constructed buffer screens, holographic insert fields, and EM detection blankets. This planetary astral mess is referred to in English language as the net. Nibirian Electrostatic Transduction Field. And the net was originally constructed in Atlantis by, wow, what a surprise, our friends, all you people love these guys. They're invading us. These MFers are invading us. The Nibirian Anunnaki races, your precious Inky, your precious, that includes Enlil and Marduk and Semyasi. Okay, since 25,000 BC, they put this net in here. It's part of the Nibirian Dyadic Crystal Grid. More technology, man. A Crystal Temple network. A long, long time ago, man. They've been progressively intercepting all natural electrical transmission lines to and from Earth. I'm just looking at some of these things that they're talking about with the net Montauk interface, poking holes in the net. 24 Nibirian, that's Nibiru, Nibirian Crystal Temple Network bases. Oh, this is actually listed. Let me show that. The Nibirian, didn't I show you that earlier? I did show you the Nibirian Crystal, let me see, network. There's only two anyways. Oh my gosh, man. Oh, this is a Philadelphia Experiment. Poked holes in the net, creating a doorway into space-time coordinates. How do you think they're getting these freaking demons and fallen angels through the gates? They're creating CERN and HARP doorways, poking holes, frequency fence. I mean, come on, man. This is just, all right. We give you this for free, you guys. Okay? This is no joke. You don't believe me? Check. This is going for hundreds of dollars, $300, $400, $500. I've seen it over $500 yet one time because it's no longer being printed. It's one of those books that are out of print and is popular. So since it's got a demand and it's no longer being in print, people are scalping these used books for freaking hundreds of dollars, man. You want it for free? The PDF digital version, download it to any device and study 500 plus 600 pages and look at what's really going on Earth. Because you ain't learning truth through the New Age. The New Age is still channeling and using tarot cards and using birth charts and scrying crystals and scrying and invocating spirits. That's their truth. No mention, no work in the innerchristos. Just matrix-related stuff. You understand the seriousness of what's going on Earth, right? Maybe. Their nature reveals themselves. Their nature exposes themselves. You will just see what they represent, and you see the truth of what group you're dealing with. Now, Celine had a couple of questions. Do you know what flame you are from? If they're asking me, I feel mostly connected to blue flame and violet flame. Now, you'll understand from these teachings, and you'll also hear from Ashiana Dean, speaker 1, talk about all of us. We're all going to have lifetimes in the violet flame or the gold flame or the blue flame. But we're mostly coming out of one main group. That's where most of your incarnations will come out of. So you will have some carryover to other groups or flames, like you asked. I personally, if you're asking me personally, I think you are, right? I feel mostly connected to blue flame and violet flame, but of course I have a little bit of, I remember some of my gold flame, but that's the smallest. The next is the violet flame, and then the next is blue flame. I feel that kind of connections. Definitely on the blue flame side, I know that I have a connection to the felines, the Lyran feline cat people called Anunnaki, and also the Azarites. Your brother Anunnaki is an Azarite. I've seen it lucidly more than once. That's my real affiliation, really, is Azarite more than Anunnaki. Anunnakis, well, they're about the same power, I guess you could say. But anyways, I do have had in my personal experience a lot of connection to violet flame guardians, such as the Pegasi, such as dolphins and whales. Those three, which is 3 of the 4 violet flame groups. I don't have any experience with the aquatic ape people, Yoni. But that's why I know I have a big connection to violet flame too. Because the Pegasi is my number 1 spirit guide out of all my different spirit guides that I've dealt with or experienced. And dolphins are pretty big in my experiences as well. And dolphins whales not as much, but they're not far behind. And so yeah, most of my connections are to blue flame and violet flame, mostly blue flame. Good question. Thank you. Another question. Where do you think about Samuel Lee's teachings? And what plant medicine doesn't cause anxiety, raise heart rate, or increase blood pressure? Dr. Samuel Lee, I don't study him, you guys. He works his ass off. I work my ass off. I don't have no time to be studying other people's teachings. I'm working with social media all the time. I sometimes will see his videos pop up. I will sometimes see questions like yours from other people. What do you think about Samuel Lee? I would say for the most part, he's speaking truth, but I don't agree on everything, and that's okay. We don't need to agree. We can lovingly, peacefully disagree on certain things. But I can't tell you a complete answer because I, once again, do not study all his work. I don't know all his work. But if I want to go to his channel and look at stuff, like I'll go to his Instagram channel and I will see I'm aligning with most of the stuff that is on his channel. And he's big time. He's bigger than me. He used to be smaller than me. It's not a competition, but I remember when he only had like 20,000 subs. Now he's like 800,000, almost a million, right? There it is. Oh, that's not Samuel. I'm getting a bunch of other, he must have a bunch of channels, or maybe, what? So I have to go to Google to look it up, because Instagram search is not giving me the correct one. Yeah, he's at 821K. Good for him. Looks like Giannis follows him. Stardust Goddess follows him. Okay, so just to look at some of his titles, I can tell you so far I don't see anything that I'm familiar with. All energy is alive in consciousness. That's a guardian truth. Your ancient past lives in your DNA. Guardian truth. Your DNA remembers what they erased. Guardian truth. Some stuff I don't know what he's talking about because I don't have time to study. For example, like I'm not going to watch this video that says quickest way to shift your energy to 1 minute. I'm not watching that. So I can't tell you everything he teaches. I would say he speaks truth, but I can't say about everything. And people will have the same opinion about me, right? They may not agree about everything I speak, but they're still following my teachings, or they're still going to follow Dr. Samuel Lee's, even if they don't agree with everything. And you're going to find that anywhere. You're not going to really agree with someone 100%. But I believe that he's on Team Light, and he's one of our brothers. He talks about the Guardian teachings. He's mentioned Nashiana Dean. He's mentioned the three Jesus, and so yeah, he's a real good person. I mean, I don't see any red flags. I don't see red flags. But if you guys have a different opinion, share. So I don't know who, Celine, if you could please put the person's name who asked the question. Can you explain holographic inserts and how are they utilized? Oh wait, I didn't finish the other part of the question. What plant medicine doesn't cause anxiety? Well, I don't know if there is one. It sounds like you may be someone who's very sensitive, who has a very low tolerance. And anything you try is going to give you anxiety. That has to do with portioning. Take a very small portion of something, of cannabis or psilocybin, which I used both before. And so most people say cannabis helps them relax and feel good. I don't know why you would get anxiety, but that would mean maybe you're super sensitive and your tolerance is so low because you're not using any of them. When you use some of these a few times, your tolerance goes up. You don't have so much anxiety. That's the trick. You got to find some balance for your personal levels. But I would say the low medicine, the low grade medicine for easy consuming, easy connection and boost would be cannabis. But psilocybin is another freaking level, man. And I would say don't even take psilocybin unless you are clean in your thoughts. You're not having drama. You're not having arguments or issues or problems that you should actually also fast before you do psilocybin. Otherwise, whatever's inside your freaking distortions is going to come out in the medicine. Are you kidding me? But newbies don't know this. They just, 5 grams. And also, what I do is I stage it. If I'm going to do, let's say it's Sunday, and I'm going to do psilocybin, and which I told you I haven't done since last September. But anyways, I would make sure first of all, I wouldn't do it until I'm ready and I know that I'm not having some energy issues and I feel good and everything's clicking, right? Okay, it's time for medicine. I won't take 5 grams. Are you kidding me? When you have no low tolerance, you don't need no 5 grams. You just need enough to start bringing the visuals. That could be 1 gram, that could be 2 grams. But I start with 0.5 grams to see what that feels like. Now, there's an uncomfortable feelings you start to get as your body goes into that energy and to receive this freaking high frequency. This is high frequency. It's gonna be uncomfortable at first. So I feel this uncomfortable feeling while I'm taking it for at the beginning, and then I wait for that to process through. It might take 5 minutes, it might take 15 minutes, but I wait for that uncomfortable feeling, and then I wait to see visuals. I'll take 0.5 grams or a little bit more, maybe 0.75 grams, not a 1 gram yet. As soon as I get into good feeling and there's nothing negative and I start to see visuals, then I'll hit 1.5 gram. And then when that's still positive and running strong, then I'll do another 1.5 to 2 grams, and then I'm done. I'm not going to add more. I won't need more. You don't need it anyways. I'm just saying this is all a strategy. This is my strategy that I didn't learn nowhere. I just learned that through practice. I mean, from experience, what to do, what not to do. Because one time I took 2 grams and I thought that was safe enough, but it was so powerful. OMG, it was crazy. Too powerful. There is something called too powerful. And so I learned my lessons along the way. So I do it staged. I don't care how pro I am or pro you are. I'm still going to do it in stages. 5 gram, 0.5, 1.5, 2.5. I'm not just doing it like that. I stage it. And like I said, I can't address your anxiety issue unless you are clean in your energies and you're smart about it. You have a strategy. You need a strategy. And if you're worried and you're a beginner, I would say start with cannabis and take a small. Take the smallest portion. You find out what your smallest portion is that will feel something. And you won't feel anxiety. You shouldn't. And I'm sure people in chat can give you some ideas too. I mean, some tips about not to have anxiety. There's a lot of smart people in this group. Holographic inserts. Okay, let's go straight to the Voyagers and be transparent. I know that they use holographic inserts as illusion, to hide something, to cover something, to cloak something. Right? You can't see it. It's cloaked. It's in a holographic insert. So let's look it up, and there will be more information, and we'll look in the Voyagers PDF. Go to the top. Oh yeah, it's getting to 8:30, so I'm gonna have to wrap it up soon, but I'm not done yet. So you guys, any last donations, please do it soon, because this live will be coming to an end soon, probably 10 minutes, 15 minutes, okay? Holographic inserts. Holographic inserts. Wow, 13 results under inserts, plural. Oh, this is on... Wait, the sacrifice of Ariba was orchestrated. This is one of the three Jesus, the one that was actually murdered on the cross. The resurrection of the body of Christ, or Ariba, was orchestrated by the Elohim through the use of holographic inserts. But Arahabi was indeed resurrected following the holographic display. In return of... Okay, so that's not what we wanted, but let's go see what else we can find. Earth existed under these Guardian-created holographic inserts from 1973. We're not in context here. Let's see what they're talking about. Yeah, that's not what we're into either. So even Guardians can use it for a good thing. All right, let me see. Whoa, block perception. Okay, so that's one of the reasons the Guardians are using it. We were talking about this technology a little bit earlier. The ULF, which is ultra low frequency. The ultra low frequency electromagnetic phantom pulse will create subtle disruption within that's your biofield, man. That's your light body. The bioenergetic fields of humans, which will manifest in the body as bio-neurological perceptual block, through which the human consciousness and subconscious minds can be blocked from translating perception. See, people don't think this stuff exists. They think it's all science fiction or nonsense. Translating perceptual data from all but a few select dimensional frequency bands. Excuse me. A perceptual harness on human consciousness will result, through which the resistance can transmit holographic inserts and subliminally impulse human behavior response patterns directly through the subconscious mind and physical body. Wow. Talk about mind control. The resistance, that's the bad guys, will begin broadcasting mass holographic inserts. 5 sensory perceptual. That means your senses will think it's real. Holy cow. Into Earth's atmosphere, through which the masses can be redirected to the resistance desires. Hello, Project Bluebeam. They should call it Project Holographic Insert. Can you understand why we of the Guardian Alliance are trying to educate your race in regard to the very real extraterrestrial technologies the resistance plans to use against you? We're not trying to frighten you. We're hoping you will be mature enough to comprehend the consequences of such technologies before you unknowingly fall under its influence. You will have the power to stop the frequency fence now by taking command of your personal, that's you, your own, evolutionary imprint. You can protect yourselves if you are willing to learn how to do so. Draco Zeta Resistance to begin broadcasting holographic inserts into frequency fence established by 2004. Let me see. It doesn't answer your question, like, what are they? But it is technology using scalar mechanics. They know these technologies to create illusions. Oh my gosh, look at this. Our fleets are positioned progressive instigation and application of conflict and regional wars among human nations will be further implemented by a psychotronic technology, which is bioneurological scalar pulse transmission, a process of scalar impulsing that has already begun. Bosnia was the first mass experimental test run, and several other tests have already been initiated in China. And you guys know this book is 25 years old. This is already old information. Initiated in China, the Middle East, Russia, and USA, as ETs, in quotes, remain a hidden hidden potentiality to the masses. Instances of Mother Mary, Jesus, a Buddha, and holy figure holographic inserts. There you go, right there. That's what we call, or that's what the secret space program calls Project Bluebeam. Associated crying statues and paintings and related pseudo-divine phenomena, they're not divine, will progressively appear to groups of humans who are mentally ensnared. That's the billions of people following freaking religions. Oh, notice this, in the landings of false personifications of Jesus, Mary, and Moses will mostly likely emerge from a spaceship to greet you. Okay, back to this. Mentally ensnared in both traditional and New Age religious dogmas, promoting reassurance that God's chosen ones will be saved and in the great cleansing and tribulation. Okay. And people want to say I'm lying or making stuff up or... And people are already becoming familiar with what is Project Bluebeam, putting stuff in the sky, making something appear, something sacred to people. All these fake BS constructs. Creating them. They did, you guys know, they did this in Parallel Earth. They fooled the people in Parallel Earth with these holographic inserts. They did a false coming of Jesus. Let me show you the diagram again. My 15-dimension, 12, yeah, the time matrix diagram. Time matrix diagram. Parallel Earth. It had successfully, the false second coming drama had been successfully orchestrated in the Parallel Earth system. ETs, rebel patriots called the freedom fighters who have fallen under the mass mind control HARP technologies. So they did a false coming of Jesus, and they did use these HARP technologies. They're trying to do the same thing, man. Here on our earth. So that was the last question, and there's no more donations. So Gina said she would be donating tomorrow. Thank you, Gina. I'm telling you ahead of time, sister. Thank you so much for your support. Many times you supported. It was a great honor, and it was a lot of fun to meet you at the alien event in LA, right? And I'll be looking forward to meeting you again. My Chihuahua sister. So you guys, what's up, brothers and sisters? Christic brothers and sisters? Woohoo! You said it, Brandon Smith. Fake alien invasion, that's one of their tricks. You know, they got several cards to play. The COVID card. The coming of Jesus card. Fake alien invasion card. They got different ways they could go. They're not going to do a World War... Well, they could do a World War III, but there's not going to be a nuclear war. The ETs, the good ETs will not allow that. The good ETs have already, you know, with all this Trump UFO alien disclosure coming out, I'm sure they're going to get to the part where they had these UFOs shutting off nuclear reactors. They saw all the nuclear reactors go off. What? They ain't going to allow a nuclear war. It ain't happening. All you people believe the world's going to be nuked. It ain't happening. It's the same thing with the solar flash. It ain't happening. It's not going to be allowed. No solar flashes, homies. Because a lot of people believe that and teach that. No nuclear cataclysm. Sorry, ain't happening. Why? Because humans aren't the only ones that call Earth home. We're not the only ones here. There's other powerful groups and ETs that say, you ain't freaking doing that. You got all kinds of conflicts going on. In the secret space program, 777. Wow, 777 views. You can look for yourself. How many views do I have right now on this video? That's an interesting number as I talk about the 777 and the Phantom Matrix. That just caught me. Pole shift. Yeah, they want pole shift for sure. Flaming Philology dance. Let me show you the word pole shift in the Voyager's PDF. Okay. I go to the top. This is Voyager's 2. And I put in pole shift. They want pole shift, homies. That clears the real estate, which means it murders us, gets rid of us. A pole shift does the dirty job for them. I'm going to what relates. The second ascension would cause a pole shift on Earth. They want pole shift on Earth, creating cataclysmic changes on Earth, wiping out a majority of populations. Once the environment had restabilized, the Zeta Dracos planned to reclaim Earth's territories as their own, which they did in Parallel Earth. It was exactly the Dracos and the Zetas. I had a lucid dream about this takeover on Parallel Earth. I saw them taking over. Some of those reptilians were freaking giants. And then there's a bunch of like raptor type little, the size of cars, these raptors were going around eating humans while they're taking over the planet, Parallel Earth. Pole shift is mentioned 80 times. I'm not going to go through all of them. Major probability of a major pole shift. That means murder. That means death. That means destruction, you guys. It's not good. Creating a pole shift. Forced cataclysmic pole shift. Battlestar Nibiru, aka biblical wormhood. Exterminate. In order to exterminate human populations in the quest for dominion of the Stargates. They want our Stargates. They could care less about us. They want our Stargates. Pole shift. Pole shift. Pole shift, pole shift, instigate pole shift, Battlestar Nibiru, instigate pole shift, Amente's Templar generator complexes, pole shift. Pole shift, they want pole shift. Man, immediate pole shift. They want freaking pole shift. Do you get it by now? They're going to go for pole shift. They want pole shift. You said it, bro. One of their goals, after they get control and get access to Stargates, then they're going to initiate pole shift. Wipe us out, including their chosen ones, because people have no idea what it actually means to be chosen. It's not a guardian thing. You're expendable by them. You're a chosen one, you're expendable. You're going to be wiped out after your service has been completed. After you've done what they need you to do, they're wiping you out. You're expendable. You're just a means to an end. I mean, thank you, brothers and sisters, for hanging with me tonight. Much love, much respect. Oh, the spider races? I don't know the names of them, but I've heard of the secret space program talk about them. They're not just ticking over the... I don't know about the pyramids. That doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't resonate with me. But they have been seen in... Was it... It's been in a few wars, like the Korean War or the Vietnam War. These soldiers were talking about the freaking spider beings, which are huge. These are ETs, homie. And they're fallen angelic ETs. Elephant tusk. The Phantom Matrix, it was probably just like you see a phantom being, a distortion of the actual location. So it's going to be like not like brimstone and fire. It's not going to be like that, some spiritual dimension. No, it's like a physical dimension, but in distortion. Everything in distortion and decay and death, failing. Nothing. There is no natural energy there. There is no life force there. These beings are finite. So it's a finite place to be, a dismal place to be, a waste zone, like a cataclysm zone. And it's all on a hierarchy, you know. That's how these beings live in their own societies. If you go to the reptilian, they're elitist people. Even in their own civilization, they have hierarchy. It's all strict control systems. And this is why they bring their control systems to us. So, thank you, Indigo Gal, for being here. Yeah, you said it, Flaming Ecology. Chosen one equals useful idiots. You said it. All right, you guys, it's 8:40. I actually started on time today, right? Yeah, I was like right there. So thank you guys for being with me tonight. Thank you so much for hanging. And I might have an interview on Saturday. Patty Paparazzi and her friend, I didn't know it, but they're like, have their own YouTube channel. I saw them they were one of the merchants at the Sedona retreat. So I saw her in person there. It was great to see you, Patty. Much love to you, sister. It'll be an honor to have you on my show. And she said she wants to have me on her show too. So they have a smaller channel, but that's okay. We will point some traffic her way, hopefully. Patty Paparazzi is actually the #1 supporter of my channel. She's been given the biggest donations. I'm so grateful for her. Of course, she's going to be welcome on my show. Much love to Patty. She's written a few books. She's like, I didn't know all this about her. She's a cool awakening starseed. Much love to Patty. And whoever her friend is, I think I met her in Sedona too. But we'll have them both on. They talk a lot about the secret space program as well. And we might even be talking about some of the tactics they use, because Patty reports being attacked by some of these energies and people, and seeing undercover people who come to these starseed events, of course. So look out for that Saturday. And so thank you guys for being here tonight about this Anunnaki versus Reptilian video. They all have their own agendas. Their agendas are talked about in the back of the book. Like, give me 2 minutes, you guys. Give me 2 minutes and I'll show you some of those. Okay? Because I feel I mentioned it and I was going to talk about it, but then I didn't. Okay, so we talked about the Anunnaki and the Draconians. This is a Draconian. The gray aliens are part of the Draconian reptilian groups, and they're associated with the Falcon wormhole in Atlantis. They're what's called MJ12. So whoever's on MJ12, it's influenced by the Zeta Gray aliens, Nazi Zeta treaties, the Thule Society, Aleister Crowley, Black Sun, Golden Dawn. Now you know where it's coming from. Enochian watchtowers and other metaphysical cults. They're the ones that did the Philadelphia experiment, the Montauk Project. Okay, Omicron Reptilians, Draconians. They're associated with the Knights of Malta. I just did a video about them recently. The Roman Mafia, the Scots MacDonald, one of the Scottish people, race cultures, Raider line. Nazi creeds, they're the ones that came with the Black Sun mystical skulls, shamanism in Africa and Peru, Haitian African voodoo, Roman Catholic control creeds, influences on Toltec, Aztec, Inca, Islamic, Wiccan, and Pagan, also Reiki text distortions. Okay, Dracos, they're associated with various shamanic traditions. They promote the false environmental causes. They come out with Drake technologies. They have ET contact demos. They utilize astral projection to initiate astral body sex with humans for D4 astral body biofield DNA template implanting. They use sound tones. Be careful what sound tones you're using, New Agers. And chakra astral cording and biofield tagging unsuspecting humans via public events. Oh, sorry, it took me away from where I was at. Omicron, Dracos, Odedicron. So Odedicron is associated with Egyptian, pagan, shamanic, kahuna, that's Hawaii, mystical teaching distortions, Egyptian crocodile cults, falcon cults, Malaysian voodoo, Lord Maitreya, and Christian texts. More Anunnaki associated with nothing recognizable, other groups, Druid, Celtic, Pagan, Protestant text distortions, more of that. Marduk Draymond brought us the Egyptian Set skulls, biblical Seth lineage, necromancy, satanic Bible, Satanism, Islamic and Hebrew text distortions, KKK, Russian psychic Rasputin, and other channels, Enlil, reptilians. Oh wow, there's a bunch of stuff. Slave, they're the ones that created the Neanderthal. Falcon, Phoenix and Falcon mystical schools, Falcon shamanic traditions, Nubian, Mayan, Toltec, Olmec, Native American, Falcon cults. Stay away from the Falcon cult, you guys. I got someone knocking out my door, you guys. Give me a second. Okay, guys, thank you for that. So, I can go on and on, but we don't need to. Let me make sure that's turned off. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, but you're getting the point that these beings are heavily influencing the human race, heavily part of what a lot of people are saying are good groups, good teachings. We have no idea what you're involved in. I hope you guys learned something from this video. And just there's so much more to expose and to reveal. My job is not done. There's so much more I need to do. I myself need to write books. I myself need to come up with like specific videos that break down a lot of these groups more. Like my main thing is going to be breaking down the Anunnaki, since they made the most influence. But the Omicron, obviously, reptilian, draconian groups are very powerful and have their own influence, like the Vatican. So, you know, for example, they're straight up in religion, you guys. These fallen groups are the ones who brought us religions. Are you fallen for religion? I don't think so. Okay? Billions of humans do, but that's not our path is about awakening to the innerchristos law of one. Much love, much respect to all of you. Thank you, brothers and sisters. And thank you for holding space tonight. I'll see you guys on Saturday. Hopefully we have an interview then. So, and I plan on, I should have been doing this, but I plan on doing more and more interviews. I've just been so busy. Much love, much respect to all of you. Shaddai Ure Akuntan. Shaddai Ure Akuntan. Shaddai Ure Akuntan. Namaste. Aho. Machiwa. Omni love to all of you, holy ones. Much love and respect to the Guardians, Guardian Alliance, Christos founders, to the Oraphim, the Azarites, to the Kirashe, the Kundure, the Unisai, God Force. Machiwa. I love you, Twin Flame, Giannis, Julia, my beautiful soulmate. I love you. I love you. I love you. Protection to you. Security, safety to you. Much, much love.